Guardrails line our roads and highways for safety, and they continue to be engineered to improve chances for drivers and passengers to survive violent crashes. However, not all guardrails are created equal. Many have been blamed for doing more harm than good. Our Focus investigator John Charlton has more with UNguarded, an inspection of Kentuckiana's current guardrails.
Every on-ramp, no matter in what town, always has Steve Eimers headed in the same direction, looking for compliance.
Driving by at this speed, they look right.
But more often he spots flaws.
So that one's damaged. Just because it looks right doesn't mean it is right.
Despite going in different directions, all roads lead to the same destination, getting states serious about their guardrails.
We have so much latent damage on guardrail. In America, it's not funny.
Eimers' mission set in motion since that day in 2016 when his daughter Hannah died. She hit a banned guardrail. Hannah was only 17 years old.
It speared through her vehicle.
Now her dad is doing what he argues states should be doing.
Theoretically, you're always on inspection.
Yeah.
Taking a comprehensive, closer look. This is near Hurstbourne and Taylorsville Road.
This is no longer crash-worthy. You've got to make a timely repair.
According to Google Street View, the guardrail has leaned, not fixed, since at least September 2017.
I've seen several that have been there for 15 years.
Unsafety guardrails, Eimers consistently points out, are never really that far away.
That one's improperly bolted.
And this is just crossing.
First one into Indiana. Boom.
Yeah.
It's improperly installed.
Crossing over into Indiana and pulling over in Clark County, Eimers says this turned down guardrail can send cars flying.
It is a ramp.
It's obsolete, and it's right across from an Indiana Department of Transportation compound. But just about a mile down US 31, Eimers spots what he considers to be a monster.
That one's Frankenstein.
It is?
I think so.
Frankensteining, like the classic character in the story, is put together with mixed parts. Parts that don't go together.
This is like totally asinine. This is just, it's just nonsense.
Eimers says the end terminal doesn't belong, and that Frankensteining not only makes guardrails ineffective, but often more dangerous. Focus alerted INDOT about the guardrail, and crews soon fixed it. Despite admitting the guardrail end treatment was not up to proper standards, INDOT stated that it does not recognize this specific location as a case of Frankensteining. INDOT also stated that it had been unaware of the problem, even though personnel travel routes weekly at minimum, and they note deficiencies that require repair, including guardrails. According to Google Street View, that guardrail had been wrong for at least 15 years.
We need an inventory. We need to know exactly what is on the roadside.
Back in Louisville, Eimers says this guardrail along Lexington Road is also Frankensteined, with the terminal heads mismatched and attached to an entirely different rail system. We asked the Kentucky Transportation Cabinet if it was aware of guardrails in the state with mismatched parts. After waiting 2 weeks while the cabinet said it was gathering information, it offered a 4-line statement saying it's committed to increasing safety, and that the cabinet's 12 Department of Highways districts routinely patrol roadways and check for potential problems, including guardrail conditions and replacement needs. However, the cabinet did not answer most of our specific questions, including Frankensteining, as well as what the protocol is on how quickly damaged guardrails are repaired or replaced. Status quo is not good enough for Eimers, for one reason.
A young girl on the roadside in rural East Tennessee hits a guardrail.
Hannah drives him, always keeping him headed in the same direction.
I owe my fidelity to the next victim to fight with everything I have.
We asked both the Kentucky Transportation Cabinet and INDOT if there is a statewide plan to replace old and obsolete guardrails. Only INDOT said that replacements are typically done during road projects. John Charlton, WHAS 11, on your side.
Our Focus team investigates your tips, so if there's ever something you'd like us to look into, just send an email to focus@whas11.com.